What's up, guys? Paramoto here. How you guys doing today? Today I'm doing great. Today I'm out here on my 2024 Yamaha MT-07 and I'm here to announce that I'm taking my first road trip of the year on this beautiful bike. So what we're going to do coming up here in about a week or two is we're going to take a trip from Raleigh, North Carolina all the way up to Cleveland, Ohio to visit family and some friends and stuff like that. It should be fun. I'm going to label this my Hasty Roadtrip Series because I am not making a whole lot of plans. I'm going to give you the details of what I'm doing as far as the road trip in a little bit later. So I'm going to be doing about 600 miles up and about 600 miles down. So we're talking about 600-mile legs. I'm out here to do a little bit over 200 miles today. I feel like that's a good benchmark to make, and you know, if you're doing 200 miles and you're absolutely dying, you're probably not going to make 600 miles happen. But if you're doing 200 miles and you're doing pretty okay, you'll probably be fine. So what I did today is I went from my house in Lewisburg, North Carolina, drove my happy ass all the way down to Rayford, did some indoor skydiving to prepare for some of my skydiving license requirements coming up, and so I drove down there and now I'm driving back. Mostly I'm doing this on secondary roads. This is kind of what I'm going to do on the way up. I'm going to go into details about that. Some things that I wanted to try out mainly was seeing if this is comfortable enough to do a long trip on, but mainly the biggest thing is I wanted to try my routing option here and my power options. One of my last road trips, what I had is I had my phone mounted up here and I had a charging cable routed down here to the battery tender. It worked okay, but I had a little bumps in the road that I had to stop and get some things on the way up. I'm lucky that I found a Walmart really close, so I wanted to come out here and really test that. Like I said, this is the Hasty Road Trip Series, so I'm not trying to do a whole lot of crazy planning. I'm just trying to wing it, you know. So 600-mile trip is about a day of riding. Right now this is at 80%. This is a battery bank that I have plugged into my phone, and this is about 80%. It has been running pretty much off of that since about noon. So it's 507, 509. So it's been running for about 5 hours and it's doing pretty all right. I might bring one extra one as an emergency backup just in case, because you know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So that's kind of what we're out here doing today, just making sure the setup will work to get me there. A couple things I've noticed so far that I don't like, that I'm going to have to address, is that just in my time riding, my clutch has gotten a little floppy. It's a newer bike. It hasn't even gotten its first real service. It's done the break-in, but this is probably just the cable stretching out just a little bit, but I'm gonna have to fix that. And this is from my phone mount, and it's gonna need a little bit of Loctite, because I don't know if you see that, but that's the whole front brake assembly moving a little bit. So these 2 screws down here are gonna need some Loctite. Let's start this bad boy back up. Bike's doing great. I will say that I have noticed when I start it back up and it is hot, it kind of has a slower idle, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that's a thing that's okay or what, but it seems to be running perfectly fine. I mean, it's only 155 miles. The thing's got over 3,000 going on 4,000 miles. So I'm in the middle of somewhere. I will refrain from saying nowhere because everybody lives somewhere and I don't want to be dogging somebody's hometown. I am in the middle of somewhere right now and I am heading back to civilization. One of the reasons why I'm calling this the Hasty Road Trip Series is because I'm making almost zero plans. There's a start point and an end point, and that's it. Like, I might leave a little bit later, I might leave a little bit earlier, I might do this, I might do that. Otherwise, it's just kind of up in the air. I know generally where I want to be and when I want to be there, and everything else is completely up for debate. I feel like road trips should be in some way spontaneous, because spontaneous means more fun, and who doesn't want to have more fun? One of the last times I did this road trip is, this is kind of a normal-ish road trip that I take to go visit family in Cleveland. One of the last times I did this, I literally got on my Harley, swept avoid highways on Google Maps, and then just drove up to Cleveland. I went through a lot of national parks, which was super fun and honestly extremely memorable, and I want to do the same thing on this bike. This bike I honestly think is more comfortable than my Harley. I wish my comfort seat would come sooner rather than later, but it's probably going to miss the road trip date. So it is what it is. I'm just going to do it on the stock seat. Otherwise, I'm going to pack the bare essentials on this bike. The bare essentials. Like, I'm going to literally have this pack, which is kind of a simulated weight right now. There's a few pounds of stuff in it. I just want to make sure that I am capable of carrying a heavier pack for a while, and this has got some stuff in it. like drinks and snacks and whatever, but it's still weight that I'm simulating this trip with. I want to make sure that I can carry that for the time being, for the time of the trip. So really the only things I'm going to carry with me on the way up, and that's why this thing only weighs a couple of pounds, is I'm going to carry a couple chains of clothes. It's going to be like an extra pair of like pants and like comfy clothes, maybe a couple pairs of shorts, a couple shirts, and that's going to be it. I might carry my computer up just so I can upload files and keep things organized so I can edit them later, but other than that, I'm not going to bring much on this trip. Like the last time I took this trip, I had a sissy bar and I had a huge bag that I put on the back of that. That was really awesome, but I just brought so much crap that I just didn't need. You know, I took that bag and I emptied it out at my dad's house when I got up there, my family's house when I got up there, and there was just so much clothes and crap that I just didn't need. And I was like, why? So this trip, I'm gonna bring very little. I'm literally gonna have access to things like a washer and dryer and also sorts of other things. I don't really need to bring a bunch of crap. So I'm gonna bring the very minimum just to keep with the motif of the hasty road trip. And we're just gonna hang out and have fun for a couple of days. And then we're gonna head back to Raleigh. While I'm up there, I'm totally gonna do some vlogs in Cleveland, and I might do a Cleveland night ride on this thing. It's gonna be super sick, and I'm super excited about it. I'm not super excited about these red lights and country roads. And besides for that, we're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna have a good old time riding a motorcycle around Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland is a great city to night ride in. I don't know if you guys know this, but Cleveland gets used as a backdrop for a lot of major cities in Hollywood movies. So it's actually got a lot of great scenery, and I'm really looking forward to taking you guys there. I don't think I made a vlog the last time I went, and the reason why I think was because I think it was raining nonstop. I think it rained the whole time. It rained the entire week I was up there, so I didn't get to make any vlogs last time. Literally on the way down, I got rained for like 400, 500 miles. The ride down was a terrible trip, but the ride up was so good, it made that ride down worth it. So this is the site of my second motorcycle wreck. Some Paramoto channel history. In that wreck, I ran my ass into the back of a short bus, which was super fun. What the fuck? What the fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Jeez. That was almost my second wreck on 401. I try not to lose my cool, but man, some people just deserve to get drug out of their car and just beaten. Fuck. Well, it wouldn't be road trip training if you don't almost get ran over at least one time. Anyway, I'm super excited about it. I love getting on the road. Another big thing that I like to do, and you know, these are just tips and tricks so that you know your motorcycle before you get on the road, is I took this bike down until like fumes today. I'm very comfortable if I top this bike off, how far I can push it. 160, 170 miles, no problem. It's definitely something that you want to do. You want to see where like your bike is actually emptying. You know, you don't want to just rely on a gauge or a light. You want to see how many miles you can actually put on it. That's the most accurate thing. You don't want to get stranded. I made sure I did it on the way back into society, so like if I had to push a motorcycle, it wouldn't have been that long. So I'm very happy that this phone being in completely direct sunlight and plugged into a charger is not overheating. That would probably be the worst case scenario, having to like stop and pull over for a couple hours while my phone charged. And right now it's doing just fine, and I highly doubt it's going to be 90 degrees in the hills of Virginia and West Virginia on my way up. I highly doubt it. So something I definitely learned in road trips, and something that I'm going to definitely heed my own advice on, is bringing a complete change of clothes. On my way down from my last motorcycle trip, I didn't have a tip-to-tail change of clothes, and I really should have. I should have done that. I should have had clothes that I could have completely changed out of, but they were all pretty much locked up in my bag. And this time I'm going to make sure that I can change every single item of clothes in case I get really dirty and smelly, or in most case scenario, super wet. You know, nobody likes to stay in wet clothes, and when you're on wet clothes on a motorcycle ride for 10 hours straight, it's not fun. That car pulling out is a perfect example of why you need really good 360 awareness on a motorcycle. I'm probably going to end up having to put that on a short somewhere, because you know, you can't almost get ran over or almost hit and not try to capitalize off the YouTube views. You know, one of the biggest things that I do is I look ahead all the time, and I saw that car in between two other cars already turning out. Yeah, you can't be perfect, and I could get hit right now by somebody I don't see, but because I'm constantly alert and aware about just about everything, I saw that car and I was ready to maneuver around it, and it didn't surprise me. And there's a situational awareness chart that I use in a lot of different parts of my life, especially my work, but it works for motorcycles too. It's the color-coded level of awareness that they teach in several different disciplines. It goes, yellow is you are aware of your surroundings. You're aware, you're looking around, you're scanning your surroundings. Orange, you're getting ready to act in case somebody does something stupid. In orange, you should have already spotted the person doing something stupid. And the next level is red. You are literally currently acting to avoid the stupid person doing the stupid thing. You know, and then on the other sides, on both sides of the spectrum, you have white being completely situationally unaware, oblivious to your surroundings, and then you have black on the complete other end, which is total panic. And black and white are pretty much the same thing. A lot of people go, if you're in white, you generally skip the whole color system and go right to black. Typically when I'm riding a motorcycle, I'm like orange juice level of awareness. I'm not like a hard orange, but you know, I'm constantly getting ready for things. As you can see where I'm at right now, I'm kind of giving myself the most space in case anybody over here does something stupid. I like to hang out on people's blind spots, so I'm going to accelerate a little bit. Even if that means going a little bit over the speed limit or a little bit more over the speed limit than I am. Time, you can keep this level of awareness up for a good long while, like on a road trip like I'm about to take. Now, it can be exhausting. Motorcycling could be just as mentally exhausting as physically, to be honest with you. Over a long period of time, you're on the elements. Right now it's hot. Like saying it's 91, it probably is every bit of 91 right now. It is June in the south. If you factor in how tiring this could be physically, and then you're in the elements doing other things, this could be extraordinarily mentally challenging. And not like short bus mentally challenging, like it's hard to think this hard for this long and stay at this level of awareness for this long. That's the plan. I think it's June 17th. I will be riding a motorcycle up to Cleveland and then spending 3 days making vlogs, hanging out with family, and then on I think it's the 20th or 21st, I'll be riding back down from Cleveland, and I'll be making probably 1 or 2 just road trip vlogs in and of itself. From there, I'll be doing some vlogs in the city of Cleveland. Just like my life, I'm just kind of winging things, you know, just throwing shit at a wall and see what sticks, you know. That's kind of my life. So good or bad, that's the plan. I am literally just winging this entire thing, bringing as little stuff as possible, making as little plans as possible, and I am just kind of winging everything, you know, just kind of like the story of my life. I just throw shit at a wall and see what sticks, and that's what I go with. My favorite view of downtown Raleigh. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love downtown scenery. They built it up a little bit since I've been here, but this is pretty much how it's been the last 10 or so years. Some of those glass buildings on that side are newish. There used to be a fun little turn. It was like, the speed limits used to be a lot higher, but it is what it is. Northerners move down here, the less we can go fast. There's something to be said for a well-planned road trip. For people that have like itineraries and other crap and whatnot, you know, it could be a good idea. It really can be. But at the same point, like, I would suggest that at least once, whatever the hell that was in the road, looked like a big ass rock, at least once, pack a couple bare essentials and just go. Just go. I have no idea what's going on down here today. Looks like graduation. Looks like a college graduation too. Nerds. All these nerds down here. What are you guys gonna do with your crippling debt, nerds? This video is gonna be so ADD edit. It's just gonna go jump cut to jump cut. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just gonna stop in the crosswalk and then I'm just gonna edge forward and almost hit people. Oh, and then he's almost running over more people in the crosswalk. Apparently that guy doesn't think pedestrians are supposed to be there. Pedestrians, if you don't like them, just, you know, run them over. Same thing with motorcycles, you know, if you don't like motorcycles, just run them over, you know. You're bigger than them, just, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they have friends or family that don't miss them. What is Dodge truck guy doing? He's just like Pac-Man on the line. Waka 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 waka. Oh, we're closing in on 170 miles today, and just pretty much riding around. Just pretty much just aimless riding around at this point. Just hit 170 miles. We should be over 200 by the time today's over. We've officially hit 170 miles. We are through downtown Raleigh. We are heading to Wake Forest. I'm going to go to Target, aka the official White Girl store, and I'm going to pick up a certain somebody a little present that she's been talking about, because I want to do something nice for her because she's coming over tomorrow. If you're watching this video, Miss Flamingo. I'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, I'll see the rest of you guys next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed my explanation of the Hasty Road Trip vlog, and I hope you're looking forward to what is coming. So anyway guys, I appreciate everything. Deuces.